artists. It's another day in paradise here in the Rio Grande Valley. However, your garden may not look like paradise right now, and that's okay because help is on the way. My name is Grace Buchanan, and I'm a landscape designer with Tree of Life Garden Center in San Benito, Texas. I come here with 13 years of experience in the landscape contracting business and 50 years of gardening experience in the coastal bend. Their area has similar climate to what you do, and so I have seen this kind of damage before in regards, to what happens when you have a winter storm. It's a little bit cooler up there, so I have probably more experience than you do, and that's perfectly fine because I want to share some tricks with you. The number one thing is, at this point, we're getting a lot of calls. People are calling on the phone, they're coming in, they're worried about their plants. A lot of gardeners consider their plants their babies, so they're really upset about it. And I understand because I have a garden too. So they're asking, how do I know if it's still alive? Should I cut it back? Should I leave it alone? Should I water it? Should I fertilize it? Lots of questions. So here's my first answer. You have to decide how bad the damage is first. So with that said, you do what I call a scratch test. Well, I'm lucky I've got these long fingernails, so I'm going to take it here and I'm going to scratch and see on the bark. I'm going to scratch to see if there's anything green underneath. And so when I do, there's some green on this one. And if you look, there's already green that you can see here. How about this one? So there's green there too. So what I would do is cut things back to where that green starts and shape it up so that it's not like an ugly duckling with dead leaves. And so I would shape it up where everything is about the same length. And this cutting it back a little bit will also force that plant to flush out with new growth. And we're very lucky because spring is on the way. The first day of spring is March the 20th. And because we're closer to the equator, it's actually, spring comes here a little earlier than other places in the United States. So what will happen with this plant is once the days get a little warmer, the days get a little longer, it's going to flush out with growth. And I would think within a week, 2, maybe 3, at the most a month, there should be new growth on this plant. Now you can tell at least it's a symmetrical stack of sticks. But again, it will grow back and it will be symmetrical. There are some questions about whether you should just wait and let it just, look ugly or not. And my opinion is cut it back so you can get it symmetrical and looking pretty faster. If I were to wait and that growth were coming out, then I might be having to selectively cut, and I would cut some of the new growth and damage it. So with that said, that's the trick for deciding how to trim, if you're gonna trim. And you may be at a point where when you go and you start scratching, there's no green at all. And if that happens, then your best bet is going to be just to pull it out and put something new. And of course, our garden center has a lot of lovely plants that you can come and pick from. So you have a great day. Thank you.